This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Brunson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's going on with you, my brother?
Can't call it, man. You know what I'm saying? Just out here trying to make it in these streets. You know how it be.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Had to go get me a compression sleeve. Listen, man.
Oh,
you know
yeah?
Man, listen, man, my left knee, man, I'm telling you, but it ain't holding up, man.
There's something going around because mine swelled up too, so I feel you.
Yeah, man. So
I'm over here hobbling, man.
Hey, me too. Yeah, man, it's crazy, but you know what I'm saying? But your boy making it though, man. How about yourself?
Man, besides the knee, man, everything is good. I ain't got no complaints, bro. Just been chilling, man, getting ready for this work we about to put in. You know what I'm saying? Got some good stuff coming on the horizon. So just making sure all the do's and don'ts and crossing all my T's and dotting my I's. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, that's it. Crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Yeah. Nah, I think the T's come before the I's. Yeah, okay. You said it right. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We have those moments.
Go. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, man, listen. You know what I'm saying? Usually we do these on the day they come out. You know what I'm saying? This is a major release. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about you. You know, I don't know how excited you was, but I was excited to see it because DC really ain't been having the run that, you know what I'm saying, I thought they were going to have. But they did a great job with, I think the last one they put out was the Harley Quinn movie with the Birds of Prey. Yeah, mm-hmm. I thought that was a pretty good one. They did a real good job on that one. They took the women empowerment route and they showed their ass on that one. And I got a great take on DC films. Now hear me out about this. But first, before I tell you this, I want to let everybody know, if you haven't read the title already, or if you weren't paying attention and it just popped up, you know what I'm saying, you got a pod playlist and it's popped up, we doing the Suicide Squad. It just got released August 6th. It was on HBO Max. It was also in theaters. So, you know what I'm saying, make sure you guys go do your due diligence and check it out. Directed by James Gunn, who was one of the directors for Marvel. At one point in time, he did the Guardians of the Galaxy joints, 1 and 2. So I expected big things to come up out of this. And needless to say, I was not disappointed. I'm not going to lie to you. But I feel like DC should take a different approach in their movies. I think that they should do villain movies.
I thought that this was a villain movie.
No, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Man, it's turned into a hero movie, man.
But
man.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. But that's the purpose of the Suicide Squad.
Man, look, I'm expecting. How do you make out of all the people? Now, Granted, they chose the right person, but it's like. I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest villain is Amanda Waller. Like, that's I mean, the information that she was giving people, the mission that she was giving them, it was all fucked up. And then like the route that she took to get people to go along with it, she was the real villain. But for them,
that's the beauty of Suicide Squad, right? So the whole point of them being called the Suicide Squad is that they're basically put on missions that nobody else can pretty much accomplish. So what she did was the original way was she was going to Arkham Asylum and she was getting all the villains, and she was getting years reduced off of their sentence if they could accomplish the mission that she needed. But she knew that the superheroes wasn't going to do it because, you know what I'm saying, they got morals and codes and ethics and shit. So what better way to do it than to go ahead, gather up a bunch of villains that's already been locked up, help them get some years taken off their sentence, and get your mission done by any means necessary. And then on top of that, if anything goes wrong, they all expendable.
That they are. She showed that in the very beginning when she blew my man head up, but you know what I'm saying? Can't bitch up in those moments. Like
that, you know what? Him playing that role was funny.
It was. He did, you know, like watching this and the way that it ended up, you know what I'm saying, turning out towards the end, it was just like they want you to show that these people have no morals. And it's like, and it started out that way. Like everybody starts out that way, but then it was like this whole hero thing kind of came along. But the one thing about this movie though was I do like the comedic stuff, and I hate that they gave. I don't know if I ever said this. I know you a wrestling guy, WWE and all that type shit. I've never been a John Cena fan, right? Okay. But they gave him the best lines in this movie. Like, dude, they did. They did. Because listen, when that motherfucker said when him and Bloodsport were having their thing, right? When they was going to go save Flag. And so Bloodsport shot the leg off the table, so the fan to fall in the water and kill the dude. Yeah. So then Peacemaker shot the dude. He was like, "That's non-lethal," and he was like, "Those are like exploded compression bullets or something like that." So it blows up. He was like, "Nobody likes a show off." He was like, he said like, "Yeah, you like a show." He said, what did he say? He said only when your show off is dope as fuck. And he was like, fuck, you're right. And I was just like, yo.
That was good. That was good, but that was not the funniest part of the movie. The funniest part of the movie and the greatest line in the movie is when the Polka Dot Man, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, and the one dude are running through the building. And the rebels was in there or whatever. No, it wasn't the rebels. It was the army. The army was in there, and he shot the dude that was helping him. So the Polka Dot Man was like, "Oh no, they killed Milton."
Oh yeah.
So everybody was like, "Who is Milton?" And he was like, "Are you serious?" So Harley Quinn like, "Who is Milton?" He was like, "The dude that's been helping us this whole time." She was like, "His name ain't Milton." He was like, "Yes, it is." So then Bloodsport say, "Wait a minute. So you knew his name? You got to know him? How you end up finding out his name?" He said he seemed like a nice guy. He was like, "Oh." So she was like, I don't get it. I still don't know who Milton is. So then they look out and dude on the floor dead. She was like, "Oh, Milton. But the best part about it is she brought it back around. They walking up the thing, and she was like, "Come on, I got your back, Milton." He was like, "Yeah, my name's not Milton." She was like, "Wait a minute, what's your name?" And then he's like, "It's Bloodsport." She was like, "So who's Milton?" He was like, "The guy that died earlier." She was like, "Oh." He was like, "Wait a minute." So he been calling me. He said he been thinking my name been Milton this whole time. Hey man, listen, James Gunn did a heck of a job on this movie, man. But just a quick synopsis for everybody who hasn't seen it or who plans on going to see it, and you know what I'm saying, using this as the review as you know what I'm saying, we do anyway. Pretty much it starts off with the Suicide Squad coming out. Of course, you know, Rick Flag is back, Captain Boomerang is back, Harley Quinn is back, but it got a few new cast members. Savant, TDK, Javelin, Mongo, Blackguard, and Weasel. And these are pretty much the newest members, because I guess, I don't know what happened to the other members. They never showed that part. But they basically hop on the helicopter. They go in to do a mission. They get on the beach in front of the mission, and once they do that, they get attacked. So they get attacked by the army, and then once they get attacked by the army, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much all end up dying. Then it flips over to the other side of the beach, and then it's the other Suicide Squad who ends up being Bloodsport, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher 2, King Shark, and was that it? I'm missing somebody. Peacemaker. And it was somebody else.
Let me see the rat.
I think that was it. Because later on,
you might be thinking about Weasel, but Weasel was with the other one.
No, I already said Weasel, but I'm tripping because I forgot Flag and Harley Quinn end up meeting them later on down the line. So basically, they go to save Rick Flag. They end up killing off all the rebels, but they didn't realize that the rebels was helping Flag. So then they went to go save Harley Quinn, who got caught up by the army. And in the middle of their mission to go save Harley Quinn by the army, she pop up on them like, "Hey man, what y'all doing?" They like, "We going to save you."
Was hilarious.
She was like,
"He said, I can go back in."
So you know what I'm saying? Harley Quinn, you know what I'm saying? She ended up joining up with the team. Then basically they have to find out what's going on. They find out that the government they had to go find this guy named the Thinker. They end up finding the Thinker. He tell them the plan about what's been going on. It's some place called Jodenheim or Jodenstrato or whatever it's called, some old Nazi camp. So they basically find out that the Thinker has been running experiments on this alien creature that came over 30 years ago. Once they find out what's going on, they're supposed to destroy it. They go to destroy it. Peacemaker ended up getting an extra mission from Waller, so he went to go kill them. But somehow he made the bombs blow up too fast, so the place is falling apart. The alien escapes. It's Starro, the Destroyer, and then he started basically taking over the country. And then they end up having to turn into heroes, and they end up destroying Starro, the Destroyer, and that's the end of the movie until the end credit, which we find Peacemaker, which he got killed, or we thought he got killed. And at the end of the movie, he ended up getting saved. He in the hospital, and that's the end. So that's a little quick synopsis. It wasn't too detailed, but we about to get into it. So what's up?
So to piggyback off of that, Peacemaker wasn't the one that made it blow up too soon. Now we was on it when the whole shit with Milton was going on.
Yeah.
So some of the army people started coming in, and Bloodsport took some of them out. Now, when I say Bloodsport, I'm not talking about the 1980s Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It's actually called Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And
we're talking about Idris Elba.
Yeah, so he was shooting at the people, and then Polka Dot Man started shooting out his polka dots.
Oh, that's right.
And they told him not to. But it was too late. It hit the thing and it set it off too early. So that's what ended up setting it off too early. But
I thought he set the timer. And that's what caused it to explode. But yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying? We see in the beginning the first team that went out. You know what I'm saying? They get on the beach. Pete Davidson, right? When I first heard that he was in this movie, I didn't know what to think, because I'm thinking like, yo, how is Pete Davidson going to be in a superhero movie or just any kind of action movie in general? Because he's a comedian, and then he's not like a strong dude. He's not like, you know what I'm saying, he don't seem physical in any kind of way. He seems like a frail, weak man, which is why I think he's so funny, because, you know what I'm saying, like he don't have like no imposing features. So watching this and I seen who he was, I'm like, all right, man, this is gonna be kind of weird. But we come to, you know what I'm saying, find out later, well, not even later, maybe about 4 or 5 minutes. He get on the beach, he throw his hands up like, yo, it was me. I'm the one who contacted y'all. And bow, they shoot his face off. Now.
That was crazy.
Yes, it is. Now, this is the thing that I say. I think that DC is going to start going, or I think DC should start taking this route, because there was no holds barred in this movie. Like, this movie was, when I say action packed, this was real live action. Like, when they shot his face off, they showed his face after he got shot. You don't see that in action, like in hero movies. You rarely see blood in hero movies. So for them to show this is crazy. Like, think about Blade. Blade is probably like one of the most violent hero movies ever. And they really didn't even show blood in that. They just showed him killing vampires and them catching fire. So for them to take this route and for James Gunn to be able to have this kind of for him to be able to have that kind of freedom in a comic book movie that's next level.
I think it helps that The Boys came out, because that was a very gory type of thing. But see, even that, they felt more. Well, they ended up turning two of them, kinda, sorta, and the heroes, when they was really kind of like, well, the one girl, she didn't know what the fuck was going on. She didn't know what she was joining for in the first place. She didn't know that they was going to be the way they was. But that's The Boys. But anyway,
that's a good point you make, though, because The Boys, right? That necessarily isn't even like a comic book thing. That was something that was actually created. So that's not even like, because like Marvel, DC, those are staples. So these are comic books and characters that's been out since like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Like in the golden age of comic books. So these are characters that have been told and retold over and over again. And for them to have this freedom, right? For them to have this like The Boys type feel to it, I really think you're making a great point. You really onto something, because like The Boys was a very good show, and a lot of people watch that just for that reason, because like these are people, it's some people with superpowers, and you know what I'm saying, like these people who can just pretty much do whatever they wanted to, and it's, you know what I'm saying, as realistic as possible. I also think that Invincible helped with this as well.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And then I think that also it's gotten to a point where, to piggyback off of the Pete Davidson thing, like I think we're gonna end up seeing more of this. Mm-hmm. Maybe not necessarily Pete Davidson, because the thing with him is like we've seen comedians turn into action stars. Like we've seen that before. Martin did it. Eddie Murphy did it first. Will. He was a rapper. He wasn't really a comedian. But then like your boy, and look, I'm still about to get on you, man. I'm telling you, Jack Ryan, my guy. I'm telling you, you was gonna like that shit, man. I know he was in The Office, but I'm telling you. But the thing with him that's different with him, he's buff as fuck. Like he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a. I watched him in.
He got way bigger. I watched him in The Quiet Place too.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
I haven't seen it yet. I just keep seeing Jim, bro. Jim Halper. I just see Jim Halper just being quiet. Not The Quiet Place 2, Quiet Place 1. That's what I'm sorry. Quiet Place 1.
Okay, did you see Steve Carell in Foxcatcher?
No.
Did you see Steve Carell in oh man, what's that movie? He was in Ryan Gosling.
I don't watch Steve Carell in dramatic movies. I'm about to say dramatic movies.
Because he did good. He did good in that movie. I can't remember the name of it off top, but
no, he does great in dramatic roles. Don't get me wrong. Like I think Jim Carrey does great in dramatic roles. I prefer to see them in comedic roles. I think that's where they shine the most at. I mean, like it's like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart does great with dramatic movies. It's just when he's in a comedic movie, I think he shines brighter than being in a dramatic role.
I get you. But I think we're gonna start seeing more of it, man. I think that they're gonna start really kind of crossing these barriers a little bit. I think, but it depends on who the comedian is. It was funny to see him. He had a couple of funny moments, man. He looked at the weasel and was like, "What kind of dog is it?" It was like
that was funny.
Like,
Boomerang was like, "Wait a minute, you think that's a dog?"
He was like, "Yeah, I don't know the breed names." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And but no, that was also funny too because like when they all jumped out the plane, and then the weasel damn drowned, and they was like, they said we didn't check to see if the weasel could swim. But the weasel jumped in that bitch like he could. Hey, it was so funny. Everybody fell. Like you know when you dive in the water like that little splash. Yo, this motherfucker fell on his side.
But nah, the interesting thing that I took from it too, man, was Michael Rooker. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was dope. Him being in that. That's what I was saying earlier. Him being in that role. Because, you know, Michael Rooker, like, anytime he in a role in the movie, or especially like an action movie, like, he a badass. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, remember, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy as well. So he's worked with James Gunn already. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, remember when he was in Walking Dead, you know what I'm saying? He was hardcore. Anything he's been in, he's been like a hardcore dude. So to see everything that he did, like he killed the bird with the little bouncy ball, all that, like he's super solid and everything. Then to get to the point to where he's seeing all this, and then he run out screaming.
That was hilarious.
Come on, bro. Listen.
And that was a great touch to blow his head up and say Warner Brothers presents.
Yes.
That was dope.
That scene, and there's a movie called Slither that he's in. Those two movies, I mean, that scene and that movie, dude is really a funny dude. Like, he showed a little bit in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he is really a funny dude. Like, if he can get in some comedic movies, he will be hilarious.
Yeah, he did a good job. Even though it was short, I always see him, like every time I see him, I think of like Bone Collector. Like that's the movie that I know him the most in.
Yeah.
I seen that Slither movie, but you know, it wasn't like something that I watched multiple times. But you know, Bone Collector is like my favorite fucking movie. Right. So
but Slither is my joint though. Slither had me crying, but that stuff was funny as hell. He was in the back seat and he was like, These bugs are taking over people's bodies. They're killing all our friends. They got my wife. And then I look in this cooler and there's no goddamn Mr. Pibb. Bro, that shit had me fucking crying, bro. I'm telling you, that's my joint, bro.
Oh man. And then dude, like I know we still at the beginning, but like the TDK dude.
Man, you talking about the trash power?
That is the worst power I've ever seen in my life. He's just standing there and like moving his shoulders and shit. I was like, what the fuck is he?
I was so happy seeing his arms get shot, bro. I was like, they should have been did that. They should have shot him instantly. He should have never been able to do that.
Hey, that was so funny, dude. He was just slapping him in the face.
And then the stupid part about that, right? They shot his arms up. They didn't even shoot him. He on the ground bleeding out the mouth. What?
Yo, that shit was hilarious, my guy. I was like, yo. I was like, y'all need to stop.
Dumbass superpower. That's the man. If I had some shit like that, bro, the only thing that's good for is like scamming for insurance. That's it, bro. You could like, you know what I'm saying? You go to, I don't know, Walmart or something, and you slip and fall, and then you detach one of your arms, like, they made my arm fall off. You know what I'm saying? You can sue Walmart now for missing arm.
Hey, boy, you stupid as fuck, boy. Hey, there's so much scamming out here. I'm telling you. Yo, I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite parts though, and you probably gonna think this shit crazy. So, Waller say to Bloodsport, you got a visitor. He goes, and it's his daughter, right?
Oh my goodness.
So
you're talking about Larry.
So they sitting there talking, and then she was like, he was like, what are you doing here? So I got in trouble. He was like, well, what you do? She was like, I stole some kind of watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, why would you steal the kind of watch? Well, he said, well, what kind of watch is that? She said, you can watch TV on it. He's like, why you want to watch? You can watch TV on. And then, and then the funniest thing is, this is the answer a teenager would give you. I don't know.
Yeah.
like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, you stole something, you don't know why you did it. So then he's like, well, look, the next time you do it, so you got to have a friend with you so you can put it off on them. She's like, that's the advice you give me? And he was like, yeah. He was like, that was stupid. Why are you going to steal a watch you can watch TV on? And she was like,
he said it has other capabilities.
Hey, it was so funny. Because then they got into a shouting match. He was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. He said, fuck you. Hey, but that shit was so funny, but I love Idris Elba, but he's a fucking clown, man. People don't know how great he is.
Dude. He's the dude. Now, okay, before we continue, do you feel like he did a better job in his role than Will Smith did in his role? Now, mind you, he had a kind of comedic role though. Will Smith he had a more serious role.
He did. I think Will had some little spots to have like a comedic thing to say. But honestly, I feel like Idris Elba did better. I think that the parts as far as, let me see. So this is my part. So when they rolled up on the beach and Waller was telling them like, look, both of y'all, special ops, boom, 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 all this type shit. And so Bloodsport, he says, well, no, Peacemaker was like, yo, you're the leader. He was like, man, I ain't no leader. And then he said something. He was like, something about a bunch of dicks. And he was like, he said, look, he's like, for my liberty, if I had to eat a beach full of dicks, then I would do it for my liberty. And he looked at him, and he was like, man, he said, I think you just using liberty to be able to say you can do what you want to do type shit.
Yeah.
And then like just little shit like that. Like I think Idris Elba was better because there was just scenes where it's interesting you bring this up because, and I mentioned this on the coming soon, was the fact that Will chose Suicide Squads over Independence Day because they was going to be filming at the same time because he felt that the wave that the world is on at this moment, these type of movies are winning over, over shit like Independence Day.
Right.
So, but even within doing that, it felt like it didn't hit. I think it didn't hit the way that Will thought it was going to hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that some of that really didn't have shit to do with him. I think with them having a Joker character in that, and Jared Leto being so much of a disappointment in the playing that Joker, I think that people got disappointed because I think that really took it. I mean, it made that movie take a hit, like it really did. And I think it had nothing to do with Jared Leto. I think when you look at, but I think it's also Jokers in the past, because when you look at Heath Ledger and you look at just as far as movies, I know there've been TV show Jokers and shit, but when you just look at Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, it's like, okay, you got this image of Joker in your head, and like you said, Joker is really in most people's eyes, he's like the best villain.
No, he
So
is.
it's like,
He is iconic. He's an
yeah,
iconic DC character, and I feel like the way that they did him in that first Suicide Squad movie, they tried to add some weird spin on him, and I'm like, that wasn't even necessary for him to have that type of spin. Like, first off, he looked like some type of weird cyberpunk character, and it was like that wasn't even the type of movie it was. So, like, why? First off, they didn't even need him in there to begin with. There was no
that's
need to
my
even
point.
have him in the movie.
That's my point. And so that's why I don't think it had anything to do with Will that movie ended up being unsuccessful. Now, the
Oh no,
person
yeah,
that shined,
no.
yeah, now the person that shined was Harley Quinn, and that's why she got her own movie.
Mm-hmm.
So like they gave her, even though that was a disappointment, they gave her own spinoff, and then they came back with this. Then to answer your question, I know I made it long winded, but I think that
Now you made some good points.
I think Idris Elba playing Bloodsport. I think that this one was a little. I think that it was a little better. Not that Will was bad in it. I just think that the Joker character really kind of killed that first movie.
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree.
Just I try. Like I'm like when we in this comic book world. Like what I love doing this stuff. Like as much as I love watching this stuff. Like it's great having like people like, cause see, I've been lucky and fortunate because I was able to pod with you and Uncle Washington, and both of y'all were was in word or are comic book people.
Yeah.
And see, I never got into the comic books. Like I just always, if they put it out and I could watch it, you know what I'm saying? I was that guy. So the knowledge that y'all would be able to throw into it in the background that y'all be able to put into it, you know what I'm saying? I think that it makes it paints the picture even better when the people are educated in that area. So I'm just like I always say, and I say it again, I'm a tourist in this. You know what I'm saying? I watch the movies and I put together my own synopsis from watching the movie, and then you and Uncle Washington will give me the background on this shit. So, but that's just my opinion. Like, I guess the reason I made it long-winded is because I don't think Will made the wrong choice.
See, I don't think he did either. I think he actually did a great job in that in playing Deadshot. And Deadshot is not like he's not like an unknown character. So for him to play that role and for him to do what he did, I thought that he did an actual great job. I think that what made Idris Elba's character to me a tad bit better was because first off, the director, once again, James Gunn, my hat's off to him. But second, it was more so the fact that there was a little bit more freedom for them to be villains. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I felt like Will Smith being Deadshot, he was a little too clean cut. Like, even though Deadshot is like this, you know what I'm saying, hot shot dude who he makes sure he can hit and do everything like that. He kind of plays that role, but it's like he's a little bit more brooding than what Will Smith kind of gave us. You know what I'm saying? And then with Bloodsport, even though he's not as known as a Deadshot would be, Idris Elba kind of brought that character to life, and then he had some freedom along the lines to play with that, like with making the jokes. He could be serious 1 minute and then go into playing the next minute. And then you know what I'm saying, like how when they was on the bus, they had like that little that little come to moment when he was talking to Ratcatcher too, and she was like, well, you know what I'm saying, why are you so nice to me or something like that? And he was like, you remind me of my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like he can switch those lanes. He got the freedom to kind of switch those lanes. He got enough space to be able to do that in this one. And I think that's really the edge that he had over Will Smith in this one. Even though once again, I think Will Smith did a great job playing Deadshot. He kind of played it to a T, but to me, he just wasn't menacing enough.
I feel you. And since we're here, so I want to ask you a question. When we look around at the landscape of all of these films,
Mm-hmm.
and we look at the people that we consider action stars, and it's like I said it to say this, right? You look at Idris Elba, so he just played Bloodsport, right? Not too long ago,
Mm-hmm.
he was in Hobbs and Shaw,
Yep.
kicking ass.
Yep.
You know, you look at the Expendables.
Mm-hmm.
All these motherfuckers 40 plus.
Yeah.
You know, Tom Cruise still out here doing Mission Impossible movies.
Mm-hmm.
The point that I'm making is, are we not creating like action stars anymore? Because it's like they even use Sylvester Stallone as the damn voice of the damn shark. Like, so it's like,
Yeah.
like
They use Vin Diesel for Groot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like are we not really producing these people no more? Now, I think that it's starting to. We got okay. What's his name? Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
He's as far as Killmonger, we don't know. It seems like he's coming back, but they Marvel, they super quiet with their shit.
Oh, he's not coming back.
But even if he don't, he's supposedly doing this Black Superman thing.
Yeah.
So it's like now maybe and then he just did Without Remorse. So
Yep.
are we not producing like action stars anymore? Because all these 40 plus people are still out here doing all this action shit.
Well, I don't want to say that we're not, because I think that we are. You know what I'm saying? I think that right now, because we got to look at Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth ain't a 40-something-year-old dude.
Yeah, he's like my age. Well, he's around our age. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. His little brother doing action movies too. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, and he younger. I think he might be a little bit closer to my age, or maybe younger.
Yeah, but look at that right there. That right there. It's like
I'm trying to
think, we could do
other action movies out.
I mean, dude, I can name like everybody in fucking Expendables.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is 40, like 45.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know he was that old. I thought he was like almost 40. Wow.
No, man. Ryan Reynolds is salt and pepper out here, man. He dyes his hairs for the movie.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, the way I look at it is, since the pandemic, right? I know there's been movies that have come out, but there really hasn't been big budget movie. Like, we ain't had no blockbuster budget movies, except for what I'm saying, Black Widow and
Tenet.
Suicide Squad. I mean, who?
Tenet.
Yeah, Tenet. John David Washington is a great example. He could definitely be an action star. But I think what we're missing is it's not the fact that there's no action stars anymore. I think that if you pay attention to the landscape of action movies within the last, dare I say, 10 years, the action landscape is going towards the female. I mean, think about it. You know what I'm saying? We just did we did
Ava.
We did Ava. We did what's the one?
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Jessica played another one.
The Old Guard. That's what I'm thinking of.
Old Guard.
Old Guard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you think about it, Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, those type of movies. Those are the movies that's coming out now. What's the one? Blonde. Something Blonde.
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, Atomic Blonde. Like, so I think now it's a lot more femme fatale type movies, to where, you know what I'm saying, the action movies are going more towards the women. What's the one that we did? I mean, what's the one that we watched where oh no, you're right, that's Ava. Never mind, I'm tripping. That's Ava.
But then even with that,
came back and killed old girl in the thing.
even with that, Jessica Chastain, mid-40s,
Mm-hmm.
Charlize Theron almost 50.
Right. But
So
the
it's
but the
like,
young girl that was in it with her was the main character.
true.
Remember, she was in it too. So she was fighting and doing everything too. And then in Black Widow, you got Scarlett Johansson, but you also had the girl that played her sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm thinking that maybe they're going down that femme fatale lane to where, you know what I'm saying, they're starting to give women a lot more action roles, and maybe they start coming out with a lot more of those action movies starring women. Um, Trying to think. Oh, Star Wars, perfect example. The new lead in Star Wars was a woman in the last 3 movies. So it's just like, I think that's really the lane that we're going down now. We're just not seeing as many men get those lead roles in action films.
Cool. I see what you're saying. And there's a parallel. I just bring it up because it's just like, yo, it's like when you, because Idris Elba, he's doing a lot more action stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pretty much everything John Cena does, which it makes sense because he, from the world that he comes from, The Rock, from the
Mm-hmm.
world that he comes from. I mean,
But
shit.
he better in comedy movies though.
True, but he got those. What's the name? He got what, like Black Adam about to come up
Yeah,
soon.
shout out to The Rock. Yep.
So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that, man, to get your thoughts on that. But I thought that this movie, though, it was interesting. Like when you brought up that one scene on the bus, when
Mm-hmm.
when girls do talk about the death of her father, and she was asking him, why you got this phobia with rats, and he told a story about how he disappointed his father and he put him in a crate with hungry rats
Mm-hmm.
and all this type stuff, and he got this phobia. And then like, but it also was kind of dope when, and we got to get to the starfish shit, but when she called all the rats,
Yeah.
and it was dope to see her put her, because no, it was crazy because they was losing, like it was about to be over,
Oh,
and
it was definitely
so,
over.
and like these people, they got the drop on them, and they got him hemmed up, and she calling for the rats, and he was like, "Yo, let me get close to her," and he got close to
Mm-hmm.
her, and she put her arm around him. Man, listen, we gotta talk about the starfish, man. Okay.
Starro the Destroyer. Okay, now Starro the Destroyer, right, is the very first villain the Justice League fights in the comic books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's just a little fun fact for anybody who want to go check, you know what I'm saying, go look at that. Starro the Destroyer, that's where that character comes from. Now, I think it was a poor choice in using Starro the Destroyer. I get what they, you know what I'm saying, the whole premise of it. The premise of it all was really to go get the files, that way they can be destroyed by Amanda Waller. So then they would know that the US didn't have anything to do with this research that was being done. But I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate the the homage to, you know what I'm saying, to the comic book canon of it all, but
Hmm.
that was a trash antagonist. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was trash. That's the only thing I didn't like about the movie. Just seeing that was just like, and I think we talked about this beforehand when we talked about the trailer, but I think we talked about it off air. But I was just, when I seen what the villain was going to be, I was just like, really? Like they went from the witch lady to this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and then the thing that to me I feel like where they really failed with both of the Suicide Squad movies is they never did the Suicide Squad storyline of the prison break at Arkham, when they actually have to go find the Joker. I think that if James Gunn would have took that approach and found somebody else, and I know it's a hard thing to do to play Joker, but even if you gotta just go back and get Jared Leto and let him play Joker again, who cares at this point? But the prison break at Arkham, I think would have been a way better way to create a movie and a way better storyline. But the that storyline, they would have had a better way to write a script. They would have had a better outline to follow, and on top of that, it can be executed on screen way better than what I think they executed in the DC animated movies, because the DC animated movies, and I said this before, those are top notch. I probably watched every last one that's come out since 2010, and I mean these are top notch animated movies. So for them to be able to come out with those and not be able to do the same thing on real in live action, it's a disconnect going on there, man. I don't know what's really happening, but it's a huge disconnect going on there. But I don't know, man. It's just, to me, that Starro the Destroyer, the end of that is just like it wasn't enough. It seemed like,
dude, that shit was weird as fuck.
Yeah,
this motherfucker started opening up. So we got a big ass starfish with a big ass eyeball.
Yep.
And then they raise up one of their star arms and just start
shoot out
shitting out all these goddamn starfish out of
it looked like Alien. Remember Alien, the little thing come out and jump on the mouth and plant the eggs in the stomach? That's what it reminded me of.
Dude, that shit was nuts, bud. And then they start falling from the sky and attaching to people's face and all this type of shit. And I'm like, yo, this shit is weird as fuck. But I thought something else that was funny that I like how they kept the storyline going was, so when Harley Quinn was on the beach, like in the beginning, and what's my man name? Javelin had gave her that spear.
Yeah.
And then, now that's another part that was funny, because the army got the drop on her. But so my man tell her, yo, I need you to take this spear, and basically you'll know what to do with it, or somebody gonna tell you what to do with it, boom, boom, boom. And then he dies. And they
before telling her what he was supposed to do.
Before telling her what she's supposed to do. And she was like, oh my gosh, she was like, you didn't tell me what to do. She started smacking him in the face and shit.
Yeah.
And then she's telling them, like, no, like he gave me the spear and said that somebody's supposed to tell me what to do, but he never told me. And they're looking at her like, what the fuck? Like, we don't care nothing about that. And so then, fast forward to when, after she kills old dude because she found out he killed kids, they was torturing her, trying to get her to give up her people. And so she ended up getting out of that situation. And I love how they get Harley Quinn her own little moments, because like when they was going to save her, she basically saved herself. But then, like, she found the spear. It was leaning up against the wall, so she gets the spear back.
She ran through their whole squad.
Ran through that squad to a point where she had like 2 fucking AK-47s. The army runs in and they see her. These motherfuckers start running away from her. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? So she shoots all of them, and it was so funny because she goes outside. She's standing on there with this red dress on with a spear. She hails a cab. She puts the damn spear into the front window and has it in the middle of the damn cab. And then, like, I thought that was funny, but I say that to say that when she did her whole little thing, she figured out what it was that she was supposed to do with that spear, and she took it and she went straight through the damn eyeball of Starro and let all of the rats come in, and they just start eating that motherfucker internally.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was dope for them to keep that spear storyline going. But like, dude, Margot,
she's a star.
She is a star.
With this Harley Quinn, star. She's been a star for a minute, but with this Harley Quinn thing, like, to me, this is like her version of like Iron Man, Captain America, like you know what I'm saying, like how they actually embodied that character. Like when you see Tony Stark now, you're gonna think of, you know what I'm saying,
Iron Man.
What's his real
no,
name? Robert
Robert
Downey
Downey
Jr.
Jr.
Yeah, you're gonna think of Robert Downey Jr. When you think of Captain America, you're gonna think of Chris Evans. When you think of Thor, you're gonna think of Chris Hemsworth. When you think of the Hulk, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna think of Mark Ruffalo. From now on, when you think of Harley Quinn, you're gonna think Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
She's, you know what I'm saying, same thing with Scarlet Witch. You're gonna think Scarlet, not Scarlet Witch. Black Widow, you're gonna think of Scarlett Johansson. Like she's basically enshrined herself to really be this character. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, her taking that role, she's done a great job doing it.
She has. And she does such a good fucking job at it. And she's funny.
Yes.
Like
big time.
She's really funny because like anybody can like just play the dumb blonde and it'd be like, oh, that was stupid. No, like when she does it, like the shit is actually funny.
Well, see, this is the genius, but excuse me. And this is the genius behind her character. She's really one of the smartest people in DC. In the whole DC comics, she's one of the smartest people in DC comics. She's an actual psychiatrist. So when she met Joker, you know what I'm saying, evaluating him and everything else, he did an experiment on her. She didn't necessarily go crazy, but he kind of freed her of the shackles of society or whatever. And then she went out and just started doing her own thing with him. But the moments that people look at as her having a dumb blonde moment, it's not really her having a dumb blonde moment. That's like a schizophrenia or a bipolar, you know what I'm saying, situation that she's portraying in the movie. So that's what makes that, you know what I'm saying, like that's why I think her doing that is so much funnier, because like if you know the Harley Quinn character, I think that's, for me at least, it makes it that much funnier because you know how intelligent she really is.
Yep, I feel you. But like you hit the nail on the head, man. She is a star, man. Like but you know what she looks like though? She looks like a prettier version of Jamie Lee Presley.
Girl. Yep, I bet to say, "Oh, girl, and my name is Earl." Yes, she does. I agree with you.
Yes,
Jamie Lee Presley, nice.
Yeah, but Margot's is a prettier
like
version of her.
Yeah, she's like an upgrade.
Yeah, she's like, you know what it is? It's like, but in this case, it goes the other way. Because I was gonna say like Britney Spears and Britney Spears, Britney Spears and
Jamie Spears.
Yeah, but Britney's the one though, so I can't use that one because she's the oldest. Yeah. But like, because Jamie's like 50, if that, like she's up there, like she's been around for a while.
She ain't 50.
Maybe not 50, but she gotta be like 45.
Nah, she younger than me.
No, not Margot. I'm talking about Jamie Lee Presley.
Oh, I thought you talking about Britney Spears' little sister. Never mind. Okay.
Oh no. I was trying to use comparison.
She around like 50 something. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's a star, man. She has a very, very bright future. Mm-hmm. And she's gonna be around for a while. Man, they had my girl in here.
Who?
Man, they had Teresa from Queen of the South, man.
I never seen Queen of the South.
Oh man, listen. You would like that shit. That's the girl that was leader of the Rebels.
Oh, Alice Braga.
Allison. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
she's okay, I'm gonna be quiet. But she's Teresa in Queen of the South. So? No, I said my girl. Come on.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, brother, I was confused.
I'm not just claiming anybody out here.
She's been in some stuff though.
She has, but I'm telling you, I think it's 3 or 4 seasons. I think it's 4 seasons of Queen of the South.
Yeah,
and like she's basically like she starts out being like running money for people, basically, and then she ended up getting involved.
She ended up being like the queen pin, right?
Yeah, she ended up being the queen pin. Like she's running everything, but the one downfall with her is that she cares too much. You know what I'm saying? Like if she sees a situation where she just she put herself in vulnerable spots.
It's supposed to be like a Griselda Blanco type story.
Not necessarily, because Griselda Blanco was ruthless. She's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Like she cares too much. Like she don't really like to murder. Yeah, she don't really like to murder people. Like she would rather try to save a situation, and then she'll get fucked up because she tried to show mercy type of thing. Now, there were situations where she was like, yo, we got to take this motherfucker out. But at the end of the day, there was more times where she tried to save something than to tend to take something out. But like, yeah. And yeah, she is, dude, she wasn't even dressed up or nothing like that in this one.
No,
but in Queen of the South,
that's what she's fine.
Yeah. It was great. Yes, it was great to see her in this. Because she's been in some other movies I've seen her in, but like I know her as Teresa in Queen of the South, and it's a really, really good show. They're supposed to be coming back with the 5th season. But I guess because of COVID and all that type shit, they didn't really get back into filming like that. But yeah, it was great. It was great to see her in it, man. And it was funny to see John Cena, you know what I'm saying, the Peacemaker turned out to be like the bad guy, because basically at the end of the movie, Waller gave him the whole thing. Well, it ain't, you know what? It wasn't. Think back to the briefing that she gave them, right? She said, destroy the evidence in there. And then you remember when he raised his hand and said, is starfish a code word for, what did he say, butthole or something like that?
Yeah. No, he didn't ask. He was telling her.
Hey, that shit was crazy.
He said, starfish is slang for butthole.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. But in the briefing, she said, destroy the evidence.
Yeah.
Flag knew it was wrong, and Flag tried to take the evidence and, put it out on social media.
That's after he found out what was really going on. Yeah.
And then that's when it kind of turned into a hero movie. And then Peacemaker became the villain.
Well, they was always the villain.
That's what I'm saying. But they wasn't.
Deadsport became the hero.
Yeah.
Peacemaker was always, they was all villains. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't that nobody became a villain. It was the fact that Deadsport became a hero. Yeah,
him and Ratcatcher too. And I guess, do you want to throw Harley Quinn in there too?
Well, they have been putting Harley in this anti-hero role within these like last 3 movies. So at this point, she can flip back and forth to whatever. So you never know.
Yeah. She's very unpredictable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you never know with Harley Quinn. I think her character is a great skeleton for an anti-hero, because one minute she could be helping out Batman and Catwoman to save the world, then she's going back with the Joker to go cause chaos. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, man. DC, like I said, if they can keep this up, they're gonna be a lot better off than I thought they were. But I want them to do the Injustice storyline. If they can pull that off, then Marvel will be in trouble.
I don't think Marvel ever gonna be in trouble. I mean, they could. They done good with this. They did good with Birds of Prey. Even Zack Snyder, all they did was just put deleted scenes back in the movie. Like
that Justice League movie was still trash.
Yeah, it
took them 4 hours to still tell us nothing.
Exactly. It was the same thing, but they just added they just basically
the rest of the scenes in here.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What we edited out, we're gonna put it back. That's all they did. I think they just way too far behind the 8 ball.
Oh yeah, big time. Aquaman was good. They did a good job with Aquaman.
That, and then at the end of the day, it's still associated with DC, because when you talk to people that's deep in this, and I know you're going to understand this when I say this, because there is an argument that's out there that say that the Dark Knight, quote unquote, isn't DC because of what Christopher Nolan
Okay, I know what you're
vision
talking about.
did.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? And
okay,
like
no.
it's
What they mean by that, what they mean when they say it's not DC, right? So when you hear people say it's not Marvel or it's not DC, what they're saying is it's not the production house of Marvel or DC. So they really, like when they say it's not Marvel, they really mean to say it's not a part of the MCU. When they talking about DC, they saying it's not a part of the DCEU. Like with Joker, right? The last Joker movie to come out, that technically wasn't a part of the DCEU. That was just a standalone movie.
yeah, and they just use it's basically they just say this character is DC.
Yeah. The characters used are DC property, but it's technically not a DC movie.
Just like Blade.
No, Blade is a Marvel movie.
Well, but that was before this whole thing. Like
Right.
Blade,
Just like
what I meant by that was
it's not of the MCU, but like any of the Marvel characters, as far as X-Men, all them goes, those aren't Marvel. Those aren't MCU movies, but you're right. They are Marvel characters, but Blade was actually the one that was the first part of like the Marvel production house. It's just not Marvel Productions, or it's not MCU.
True. But yeah, I'm not mad at. I think they're doing better.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that they're doing better. I think that even if they tried to bring the Dark Knight story back, I'm just so enamored with Christian Bale playing it. I don't know if it's going to be the same without him. And from what I heard is
they can't redo that.
Yeah, and from what I heard, he don't want to do Batman anymore.
I think that what they're doing now, they're being smart about it. And I think, like I said, I think them going down this villain road is really what they're trying to do. I think they're going to start making the villains the star of the movies, because they seen what the success of the Joker did. They seen what the success of the Harley Quinn movie did. So I think that they're going to start going down that road. And I think that DC has some better villains. I wouldn't be surprised if you seen the Legion of Doom. I mean, not the Legion of Doom, the League of Doom. I mean, not the League of Doom, the Hall of Doom. What the fuck is they called?
Doom Patrol?
No, the Legion of Doom.
Oh.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Legion of Doom movie was coming soon. You know what I'm saying? They had what the fuck is his name, man? It was right on the tip of my tongue. Superman's nemesis. The bald dude.
Kryptonite?
No.
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, Black Manta, Cheetah. You know what I'm saying? All these characters that they introducing, I wouldn't be surprised if they had them and then had the characters from Justice League pop in here and there. I'm glad that they're doing Batman the way that they're doing him, making him the old Batman, because at this point, it's overkill with Batman movies. I know they got one coming out from Robert Pattinson, whatever his name is, from Twilight. It's gonna be trash, bro. It's gonna be trash.
Yeah, I'm definitely not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be garbage. So I mean, like I said, man, DC stay down this road. I think that they're gonna have a lot more success. I think it's gonna be a lot more fun to watch, and I think they're gonna have some better movies coming out of that production house. But yeah, there's, like you said, there ain't no way they're gonna catch up with Marvel. But I'm telling you, if they come out with 2 or 3 more of these villain movies, it's gonna be interesting, because right now Marvel down one. Black Widow was good, but it wasn't. Everybody already know. If you ain't heard our take on Black Widow, go back and check it out. But yeah, I think they down one, man. I think Suicide Squad is a better movie than Black Widow.
So when you say down one, you just mean in 2021?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm about to say, dude, do you know what the overall record is right
No, I
now?
know what the I know what the come on, man. I know what the record. I'm talking about this year. Now Marvel
This
got a
year,
chance
okay.
to Marvel got a chance to come back and do something with Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing is not a lot of people know Shang-Chi. So this is
And
an
I'm one of them.
opportunity for them to get a W because if they can make him a popular character, that's what I'm saying. If they can make him a popular character, then they get the ultimate win. Because now they've done this before. They've done it with Hawkeye. They've done it with Black Widow. They've actually done it with Captain America and Iron Man. Because those weren't like A-list superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Thor wasn't the A-list superhero. So the fact that they, you know what I'm saying, can do that and bring out Shang-Chi and do the same thing with him. And then, you know what I'm saying, we still got mutants and all that coming up. We still got X-Men coming up. It's a lot more coming up. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see how it plays out.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Because like I said, Black Widow was cool,
Yeah.
but you know, I mean, if when you word it that way, yeah, I think that this was a little better than Black Widow. I think I
Mm-hmm.
would go the Suicide Squad over that.
Yeah, man. So Fire Flame time, brother.
Let's go.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right, man. So for anybody that don't know, if you new to the show, Fire Flames is when we give our ratings for on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. And we use the fire flame emojis because you know what I'm saying, either the movie fire or it ain't. So you gonna take the lead or you want me to go?
I got it.
Okay.
I thought that the cast was good.
Mm-hmm.
I I really like the person that they chose to play Ratcatcher. I thought that she might have a bright future as well. I love how they threw Teresa in there. You know what I'm saying? Alice Braga from Queen of the South. I wasn't a huge fan of John Cena, but I actually think John Cena did a really good job in this. Idris
Right.
Elba, like the cast was good. I thought that the punchlines they hit, if I'm not mistaken, didn't John Cena? No. Somebody called somebody Inspector Gadget, didn't they? Like,
Yeah, John Cena called Deadshot that.
yeah.
He said
And
you
I
look
was
like
just,
you're running out of weapons, Inspector Gadget.
hey, that shit was so funny. And then when they was when the shark tried to eat Ratcatcher, and he said, "Man, why are you in your tighty whities?" Now that's racist. I was like, yo, these motherfuckers is stupid. So like it had little scenes like that, which made me like it. John Cena went up a notch, man, in my
Yeah.
book, man. After seeing this, so with all that being said, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
And that's better than because didn't I get? Hold on, I think I gave Black Widow a 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a 3 or a 2.5. I gave something a 2.5. What the fuck did I give a 2.5? I
I
gave
don't think it
something
was
a
Black
2.
Widow.
Okay, yeah, I think it was something else. But that was the worst rating I had on here. It was at 2.5. Now
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was. But I'm gonna give it a 3.5, man. I think they did really good. I think leaving the door open to to two characters. If you watch the end credits, Weasel, he did not die.
Mm-hmm.
He woke
Right.
back up, so he's about to be out here, I guess, with eating kids. And
Mm-hmm.
and Peacemaker,
And Peacemaker getting a spinoff show.
he's what?
Getting a spinoff show. So there's gonna be a show coming soon with Peacemaker in it.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah. So you know
Because John
that.
Cena's having to come up right now. You know what I'm saying, with that
Mm-hmm.
Fast 9, which I still haven't seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I know what you're gonna say because you're not a Fast and the Furious guy, but it's just like, dude, since like what 2003, 2000, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I've been invested so damn long, man. I might as well see what the fuck is happening. So it's just like,
man, what more could they possibly do driving, bro? What are you talking about?
Man, half the time they're not even driving anymore. It's not even about cars anymore.
That's my point.
And these missions are getting more and more and more crazier. But it's gotten to a point, man, like I know the characters, and it's just like I gotta see this shit play out. And then what they did with Tyrese is just like putting him in that role of the scary comedic guy, like they're scared of everything and trying to make him seem like a dummy. That shit be hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm gonna watch it when it come out. But I still don't understand how John Cena can be
Vin Diesel's brother.
Yeah, like it is so weird, dude. It's so weird. Like
nigga,
so
his last name is they chase plane down in Chargers. Nothing is impossible in this franchise.
No, yeah, nothing is impossible. These motherfuckers did a full out robbery of a safe in the middle of Brazil, my guy.
Right.
Like, they're dragging a safe
with a Hummer.
Like it's like, yo, man, come on.
I know that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just, and then the two dudes that was in it turn around, and then they fighting the damn robot man and Hobbs and Shaw. And I guarantee you, none of this is going to get brought up in Fast 9.
No, it is not.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But my bad, 3.5.
Okay. For me, I think that the storyline was good up until the end. Even though it made sense as to why it was in there, I still feel like the Star the Destroyer was a horrible boss level villain or whatever that they're supposed to fight. I thought that was trash. I thought that, you know what I'm saying, the new cast was pretty good. The twist in the beginning of it was super dope to me. You know what I'm saying? You thought you was gonna get a specific cast, and thanks to the trailer, I really thought that was gonna be who it was in the actual film. But you know what I'm saying, the trailer did a good job of kind of keeping you in the loop. John Cena did a great job. Idris Elba did a hell of a job. Margot Robbie as usual. Viola Davis, man, she does a great job playing Amanda Waller. You got to give her credit on this, man. She really does a great job. She got a little bit more time in this one, so it was good seeing her, you know what I'm saying, show her skills. The action was great, you know what I'm saying. It was no holds barred. This isn't one of those like movies you could just sit your kids down and let them watch. You have to definitely watch with your kids. But outside of that, I'm not gonna lie, man. It's just something about DC that I can't get with. Even though this is a villain movie, I still can't get with it because, like you said, it was a little superhero-y. So I'm going 3.
Okay, man. Now that's a surprise there. Mm-hmm. I did not expect for you to go lower than me.
Yeah, man, I got to go 3 on that one.
Cool, man. Well,
right,
listen,
man.
We going to the coming soon?
Yeah, let's get into it, man.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
So, we're doing a double feature. We're doing the Grindhouse double feature, man. Planet Terror and Death Proof. Now, I have yet to see these movies. This is
oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so these next few days, this is gonna be my goal. But this is upon your request. Okay. You mentioned this, you told me how dope this was. I'm going to find these movies and I'm going to watch them.
Listen, you are going to be glad you did, my guy. You want to see some twisted fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, the what I need to go back and look, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Planet Terror is first.
Mm-hmm.
Because they connect the movies.
Right.
But dude, Death Proof is my shit. Now you're gonna like Planet Terror because of the awkwardness in it. Because Planet Terror was Robert Rodriguez and Death Proof was Quentin Tarantino. Okay. And there's a zombie factor with the Planet Terror. I think you're gonna like that. The absurdness of what's her name? Oh man, Rose McGowan, where you know what I'm saying, with her actually having a fucking shotgun as a leg, that shit.
I remember when the trailer came out for this.
Dude, listen, Death Proof is my shit, yo. Like
we gonna
Kurt
see,
Russell. Listen, Kurt Russell, dude. But no, the all-time though. This is the character I want you to remember. Zoe. Remember that name, Zoe?
Yeah.
I rocks with her.
Okay.
She is all time. But no, so I gotta do one part before we go. Right? So Kurt Russell. So there's a huge car scene that's in Death Proof. And because I don't want to give it away. So let's just say he got shot. So this motherfucker's in the car, like whining and shit, right? And so he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" And he was like, "Why?" And then like he gets a bottle of Jack, you know what I'm saying? He starts drinking it. He pours it into his arms, and he's like just screaming hysterically. And then right, and so he's made like no. And this motherfucker, he goes to drink again, and he looks in his rearview mirror, and then there's a car coming, and he spit out that damn dude. That shit, that is the best thing ever, bud. Like, okay, I'm gonna shut up. We're gonna end the pod, but but Zoe though, Zoe's the motherfucker. I'm telling you, you're gonna be so glad you watched these two movies. I'm telling
you. Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna see, brother. We are definitely gonna see, man. So, as usual, man, thank everybody for tuning in. Thank everybody for riding with us. You already know you guys can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You can find me on Instagram at ScootsBronson_TV. Check out my other podcast, 15 Minutes of Fame. I got some new episodes coming up very soon. Special announcement will be dropping soon about some future stuff that we got in the works. Also, make sure you follow us on IG at View9Pod. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. And also look out for us on Twitter. I'm trying to find out how to do it. It's been rejecting my request to do that, but I'm working on it. So once we get that up, we will let you guys know as soon as we get it rolling.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all can follow me at s.foster8. That's on Instagram and Twitter, same handle. 28 Minutes or Less Pod on Instagram, 28 Minutes or Less on Facebook. You can follow the 28 Minutes or Less podcast on all major platforms. The last thing that I put out, you know what I'm saying? Still go check out that versus battle that me and Scoots Bronson did together. That was a great pod. I did a pod on the passing of Bobby Bowden. If you're into that, I did that. That's the last thing that I did, episode 53 on there. Like he said, we got a special announcement coming soon. So be on the lookout for some stuff that we got. We tell y'all all the time, we podding out here, and we got a good chemistry, but it's not just movies. You know what I'm saying? Like there'd be other things we'd be wanting to talk about, and it's just like, we was able to do that with that versus battle. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to get into some other stuff with this other announcement that we got coming up. the last time I did 15 minutes of fame, you know, we got to talking about conspiracies and all types of shit. So y'all are just getting a small. If you only listen to Viewers Anonymous, you're only getting a small part of what me and Scoots Bronson actually do. So, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to hear some other of those things, I'm pretty sure we got more shit to come that's not just movie related as well. So just, you know, we doing this out here, man.
For sure, man. So once again, thank you guys for all the support. Like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.